Shavua Tov. I want to share an idea, some Divrei Torah, related to why we chose to name our son Moshe Adin. And the idea comes from a mimer, discourse given by the Babich Rebbe Zatzal. And there are certain pieces of Torah that are important because of their historical context. And there are certain pieces of Torah that are important because of their content. This one is both. This was the last mimer that the Rebbe gave, and it really outlines the role of a Jewish leader. And in a year that Rahman al-Islam we've lost so many Jewish leaders, I think it's particularly important to discuss. It goes in the first words of Shabbos' Parsha, V'at titzave es b'nei Yisrael, v'ikhu elecha shemen zayasach kasis lama'or lahalos ner tamid. It goes through all of this, the whole verse. We're going to focus on a little bit of it. V'at titzave, you will command es b'nei Yisrael, the Jewish people, v'ikhu elecha, they'll take shemen zayasach kasis lama'or, they'll take pure oil, crushed oil for you, for lighting, for the light. Lahalos ner tamid, to bring up a constant flame, referring to the menorah. And the Friedman Rebbe, the Rebbe's father-in-law, sharily flushed out some of these questions he's going to address. He has many, many questions here. Some of them very deep. Some of his answers are very deep. I'm going to focus on two of the questions, just the beginnings of his answers for tonight. The first question he asks is, why does it say titzave? You will command. It's not true. In the Torah, often Hashem will frequently tell him to tzav et b'nei Yisrael, command Ber b'nei Yisrael, talk to the Jewish people. He'll tell them to command them something, but not as the commander, but as a messenger. Hashem says to do this, tzav et b'nei Yisrael, command them, tell them to do this. Meaning, he's a shliach, he's a second person, a middleman between Hashem and the Jewish people. Here it says titzave. In one of two places that word comes up in Tanakh. The entirety of the Bible. The other one is actually a pretty similar situation to this. And there he points out that this language means Moshe is the one that is commanding. Right? Simple reading is Ata titzave, you command the Jewish people. Not just relaying a message, not just communicating that there's a mitzvah, he's commanding. He diminishes the notion that he's actually commanding. It's obviously coming from Hashem, right? The mitzvah is coming from Hashem, but there's a clear, deeper connection between Moshe and the Jewish people here, versus in other mitzvot where it's Hashem and the Jewish people, and Moshe just communicating that. So what is this deeper connection to Moshe? Why is it Va'ata titzave? That's the first question. What's the deeper connection to Moshe? And the second question is one of linguistics. It says kas l'ma'or, right? The word l'ma'or, remember this is talking about the menorah and the candles of the menorah, and lighting the menorah, using the oil to light the menorah. The word l'ma'or means the light itself. If you want to command them to do something with the candles, you need to give them a verb. It's laha'ir, to light it, to cause it to be lit. L'ma'or is just for the light. They'll take for you oil for the light. Now, the ma'or is not the verb of lighting it. It's the source of the light. It's the light itself. You don't light the light itself. You light the candle, which causes the light itself. Right? So what does it mean it's l'ma'or, the luminary itself, the fire itself? This phrase really means bring Moshe oil for the light, for the sake of the light. It's just a weird way of phrasing it. The act of lighting it should say, laha'ir, to light it. Why does the Torah phrase it, this mitzvah, in such a strange way? What's the deeper connection to Moshe? And why is it phrasing it as l'ma'or, as for the light? To answer this question, the Rebbe takes it as a spiritual and personal level. This is hinting at the role of Moshe and the role of a leader. He does that by discussing what light is. Right? Light, there's literally a menorah. It literally gives off light. It says light is deeper than that. Light is emunah. Light is faith. Light is that essential feeling, essential awareness or experience you get when someone's really lit up, when someone is alive and really tapped into truth, tapped into godliness, tapped into Torah, they're lit up, they're light, they're lichtich in Yiddish. The menorah represents this light. It's a light of emunah, a light of faith, of really living with Hashem. It is Moshe's role, and subsequently all future roles. We explained your extension of Moshe, specifically discusses Mordechai and Purim just passed, and just all future Jewish leaders in every generation, is to inspire the generation, to nurture their faith. Moshe himself is called the Raya Mehemna. He's the faithful shepherd. And there's two ways of understanding that phrase. It could either mean that he is faithful, or he has integrity, he is trusted and loyal, or it could mean that he leads and nourishes the people in matters of faith, of emunah. And he says this is the point. Moshe is someone who leads the Jewish people in areas of emunah, of this light. There's the word tzav, from titzave. It does mean command, but it also can mean connection. Tzavsa in Aramaic. It means a connection. A mitzvah is a connection between us and Hashem. Here it's Moshe commanding the Jews. Not he's commanding them, but he's making a connection. He's serving as someone that's going to help connect them. He's going to be involved in connecting them. He's going to make a connection with all the Jewish people. The ma'or, he says, the light that he's connecting them with and helping to connect them with, is the light of the Or Ein Sof, the light of godliness, the infinite light. It says that is within every single Jewish person. Right? The core of their neshama, the core of their soul, is attached to that light. It's attached to that light, the godly light. The problem is, it's sometimes blocked. We all have that light of emunah in us, but sometimes we just can't access it. Something is blocking it. Something is getting in the way. Could be questions we have, could be experiences, could be self-doubt, whatever it may be. Something's getting in the way. A leader takes the person and he helps bring out that light in them. He brings out that emunah. He helps them to access their ma'or, so that they can laha'ir, so that they can light up. He brings them, he connects them to their inner essence, their inner light, so that they can shine. The Jewish people, when they're crushed, when they're going through difficult times, they're like an olive, crushed. When you crush that olive, the oil comes out. The Jewish people are going through difficult times, they come to Moshe. They come to Moshe for that connection. The leader does not just tell them what to do. The leader is someone that can help them access that ma'or. He can help them connect to Hashem better. He can help them connect to themselves, their personal connection to their Hashem, their light, their ma'or that comes from Hashem. A leader helps them to access that, to come to that place of emunah by just awakening themselves, awakening their true selves, helping them to find themselves, to tap into themselves throughout that connection, that savsa, that connection to their ma'or, to their light. The role of a Jewish leader. In the last year, as I said, there are a lot of Moshes, people that I particularly look up to, that were taken from this world. People that helped me kindle my light, and many, many others that were taken from this world. One of those figures was of Adin Evan Yisrael Steinsaltz. So, Steinsaltz was a fantastic teacher. He wrote dozens of books, hundreds of articles, a commentary to the Gemara, the entire Talmud. He started an educational system. He sought to make a neo-Hasidus yishuv decades ago, before it was popular. He was very influential in the dissemination of Torah Panimius, of spiritual, the inner Torah, in the Dati Leumi Chardal community. I personally find most interesting about his Torah personally is that, like Moshe, it wasn't his own. Like, he doesn't actually have any particularly novel ideas. He was very committed to truth, and he was very committed to that which makes sense, and told it as it is. But he didn't really come up with any ideas of his own that I have personally seen so much, it was more that he made available the Torah. He explained the Torah. His Gemara is not no insights in the sense of anything new per se, but it's just making it clear, making it accessible, making people be able to access the or, the light of Torah. He's just giving it over. He's making it something that people can get to, something people can learn. Torah's Moshe. It's Moshe's Torah. It's Hashem's Torah. He's bringing it to the people. He's making it something that's available for them. It calls from everywhere. It's so beautifully balanced, harmonious, and complete. I want to incorporate that in your son's name. And aside from Moshe being a leader of the Jewish people, and the leaders, Moshes, of the Jewish people, my grandfather, Zechar Lebrach, was also Moshe. He passed away just before Rosh Hashanah 2 years ago. He was a person, like the name implies, who was the leader to our family. He nurtured the Friedman family. He was the figure that brought everyone together. He was the patriarch of the family. A man filled with wisdom and a green thumb, which I continue to attempt to mimic. Getting there. He was always very supportive, listening, insightful figure for myself and my growth and development, and many others. He was also to meet Yaakov Yehuda and Sarah Meira. Our son will share his namesake. And just wish a bracha for the little boy, little Moshe Adin, that combines bracha, that he should radiate like Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe, with a godly light of his own, that inspires and strengthens Klal Yisrael, that can help them come out to their light, to shine more light into the world. And he should do so in a way that is Adin, that is gentle and sweet, and is committed to emes and shalom, there's truth, shalom, peace, derech b'Torah, v'chasidus, pnimis Torah, there's or. These ma'aseh or v'simcha v'yason yikar. The Jews had light, had happiness, had joy, and splendor. That should be for our little boy. Shvua tov. Thanks so much.